Hello everyone, it's Jenny. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, nice to meet you. First things first, thank you all who decided to stay around after my Creepshow video. You all made me recall I should update both my banner and channel icon with La Capi, my newborn OC, which I'm still working on making a VTuber of. So that's what you're getting as a speed paint right now. And as I said at the end of the Creepshow video, I'm not planning to dwell into drama. I know a lot of you discovered me and began following me because of that video, because of that subject, and I'm probably killing my channel again because I'm not taking on the situation with every single detail that's coming out. But the reality is I have nothing more to share. There were things that I left out on my script, like the drama with her shadow dynamic to smaller artists. That was also part of the build-up that led Shannon to lash out on her Jessica video, but Shannon began deleting videos as soon as the lolcow stuff emerged. Not all her videos were archived, so probably the evidence I needed was on those deleted videos. And I'm not in a position to say, trust me bro, this thing also happened. I had to take that part out because I couldn't find the evidence. And yet again, for me, this is a one and done. That's not the type of content I want to make. The only reason I made it was because she was one of my idols, and as somebody who used to follow her from the beginning, I noticed things I believe were not being addressed. In fact, I still have to make the story time of the high school teacher that wanted to pursue me into study journalism. And I was like, whoa, what? Journalism? In Mexico? No thank you, I want to leave, sir. The only thing I'm gonna address about my Creepshow video is the following. The section where I could be misinterpreting Shannon's words and couldn't grasp what she actually meant. Well, a lot of people in the comments dwelled into the mental health aspect, and the reason I didn't take that in consideration on my video was because of all the evidence we have now about Shannon. Back in the day when no one knew her true colors, there was no reason to doubt her, but taking in consideration what we know now, I was already on that mindset that there's a high chance she was using mental health as a scapegoat rather than being genuine about it. She makes this type of moves, like how she's crying she donated to so many people and no one came out to defend her. Like, were you donated to support people or to make them feel they owe you something? What was it? I'm only commenting on Shannon's case. Please don't take this as I'm generalizing. Anyway, all I can say regarding the Creepshow subject is that I just took the leap of faith and launched the video as my way to get some closure as a follower. Yes, I was a fan, I admire her, and yes, I picked the wrong role model. I came to terms with that and I have to move on. But enough about my previous video. Now let's get on with this one, the one I was actually working on before all the Shannon stuff arise. And it is a college story, so compared to most of my story times that were things that happened to me when I was a kid or a teenager, well, this one happened when I was already an adult. And as an adult, starting a formal career, you don't expect to stumble upon entitled people, especially entitled artists. But life is full of surprises. You never know what you're gonna stumble upon. So all these shenanigans happened on my editorial design class. As our final assignment for the semester, we were tasked to do an issue for the annual design magazine. It was a school magazine, you know, like working on the school newspaper. The entire class was divided in groups and each group was going to showcase a design proposal. And when it came about team making, I didn't think twice and just hang out with my trustworthy friends. Granted, some of them were not the smartest, but hey, you can be the biggest airhead, but if I give you a task and you do it, that's all I care. So as you can tell, I was the one in charge of the team. Everything was going fine, but probably I need to add some context here. I know in places like United States, parents can be charged if their children miss school, but in Mexico that's not a thing. In Mexico, there is the stereotype in every class, there is that person you only know it exists because it is on the roll. You never see this person, and every time this person appears is like an exotic sighting. Oh my god, look at this shiny Pokemon that appeared. So in college, that was no exception. So the teacher was looking at the teams and the leftover people, and my teacher was like, instead of you making a team, I'm just gonna assign you to already established teams. So my team got that person I didn't know it exists. For this story time, I'm gonna call this ghost student Tom. So here I am reassigning the task for each teammate. And we had an issue where one of my friends, let's call this friend Susie, had a potato laptop that couldn't open InDesign, which was the program we were using. In order to work around that, I told her, okay, there's still a lot of graphic work that doesn't require InDesign. So you're going to be in charge of everything graphic related. You're going to make the banners, color correct pictures, the poster, and you're going to do the cover. And when I said Susie was going to be in charge of the cover, Tom immediately began to complain. No, I want to do the cover because I draw very well and I have a lot of followers on social media. Okay, that was Tom's presentation letter towards us. This huge ass complaint and how awesome of an artist he was. So at the back of my mind, I was like, okay, you are one of those people. But still, I took a deep breath and I tried to reason with Tom. Hey, you need to look at this from a technical aspect. Susie here cannot work with InDesign. So I'm sorry, Tom, you are not doing the cover. He began to repeat himself that he was an awesome artist and that the cover was everything on this project. If he did the cover, our project was going to be the one selected and printed for all the school to see and blah blah blah. And I gave him the same reply, like, this is not about talent, it's about workflow. Tom didn't get it. He stood up and went to the teacher as a fucking tattletale to complain. And he was not subtle about it. We were first row sitters. Like, he just stood up and went to the teacher that was like a meter away from us. And we were hearing him. Teacher, my teammates won't give me the cover. This is a college story. We were young adults and he was crying to the teacher. And I remember the teacher's face. She was like, Tom, you cannot come to me for something so basic. Oh my god, that still makes me laugh. So the teacher already told Tom, hey, don't be a little bitch and do your tasks. What do you think Tom did? That's right, guys. He ghosted us. We will hang out after school and we had a chat group and Tom didn't appear nor said anything on the chat. And when the first revision came by, my teammates and I had to retake the task we originally had because he was nowhere to be found. And the teacher was like, okay, everything is good. Susie did this, Shani did that. But what about Tom? What was Tom's contribution to the project? Teacher, miss, Tom is missing. I mean, he's not even here on the revision. Yeah, he was not there. He's not doing anything. Since his cover temper tantrum, he went missing. We don't know where he is. So, with all due respect, I want to kick him out of my team. I don't need dead weight on my team. That was a straightforward request and the teacher denied, and her logic, honestly, it pissed me off. My teacher told me, you know, Shani, there's always gonna be that person at the workplace who's a complete slacker and somehow he's still employed and probably getting better pay than you. So take this school assignment as a way to try to deal with this type of situations. You have to make it work. I remained calm throughout this interaction, but I was dying inside like, are you kidding me? What type of bullshit is this? And because she knew there was tension on the team, she was the one who assigned the new task for the magazine to us. This is what each one of you are gonna do, and I expect everyone to work. And we all do our part, but Tom is nowhere to be found. And we are like, where the fuck is Tom? Tom is not answering. We don't know where Tom is. So the next revision comes and this time, Tom actually appeared. So we catch up to them and we lay down our progress and the teacher said, Tom told me you didn't give him his tasks. I did. We have a chat group where he is added and I put the task there. It is not my responsibility to make Tom look at that fucking chat group. And I even have to pull my cell phone and said, look teacher, this is our Facebook chat group. Here are the tasks. And if you look at the scene status, Tom hasn't even opened this group chat. And at this point, the teacher was running out of excuses for Tom. And she said, well, Tom, you have to do something on this project, whatever. whatever. Like, the teacher was talking to Tom as if he was his son. And no, Tom was not related to the teacher, but it pissed me off. She was giving him so many chances. Revision ends. We couldn't advance our project because Tom's tasks were still missing. And Tom still had to do something. And I was getting fed up by Tom, like I was hating the guy. And we knew he wasn't going to do the task the teacher gave him. We had this stupid little kid crying because all he wanted to do was the fucking cover. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm tired and we cannot kick this guy out. So I had to rearrange stuff. I was like, okay, we are gonna do Tom's task and we are gonna give him the cover. And the cover is going to be the only thing we are going to give him. So next revision comes in, and this was a special revision because everyone was on the next stage but us. So on this extra revision, we show the task we did for Tom, and Tom should have shown the cover of the magazine, and he only had a sketch on a piece of paper. And I was like, why? So my teacher gave Tom yet another chance to finish his stupid cover. But at least I begged enough for the teacher to give us the green light to continue working without Tom's cover. And this is when I set up a plan in motion. The rest of my teammates and I work on a backup cover. Because at this point, even though Tom got what he wanted, we were certain he was not going to do it. We were tired of being behind of the entire class because of him. So plan was to make a backup cover and just bring it up if Tom didn't do his own. Next revision comes by and Tom has the same stupid sketch. Not even done digitally, not even ink, traditionally, nothing. And that's when I said, no, teacher, change of plans. This is going to be the cover of our magazine. And Tom, being a stupid entitled artist, he began to cry out, "Teacher, look at them! They are taking away the cover from me again!" And that's when I snapped, guys, in front of my teammates and in front of the teacher. Dude, you only had one motherfucking job. It's been almost a month and you only have the sketch? It's because of you we cannot advance. I'm tired of your bullshit. I lashed out. And that was the moment when the teacher finally said, "Tom, I'm sorry, you are dragging your teammates down. I'm gonna approve the backup cover they made. I see there's a lot of problems in this group, so I'm only going to care if you actually deliver the project or not." No, teacher, no. There is not a lot of problems. There is just one problem and it is called Tom. Anyway, after that, we pretty much symbolically kicked Tom out of the group. I was no longer trying to contact him. I was not giving him tasks. I was done with that idiot. Did everything went smoothly after that? No. There was another teammate and her final task was to make sure the pages were laid down correctly for printing, and she didn't catch a mistake. And the worst part was, because we spent a lot of time dealing with Tom, we couldn't make a second print to try to fix it, and we had to deliver the project with that huge error. And when the teacher noticed, she rejected our project and said, "Please fix this issue, but it will count as a late delivery." I was full Twilight Sparkle on that moment. Oh my god, my first late turn-in college assignment. Oh my god, I want to die. Luckily, the classmate who made the mistake committed herself to fix the problem, but I felt so defeated that I didn't even make sure she actually delivered the project. I was like, okay, it's calculation time. If this project fails, will I still approve the class with the minimum score required? Yes, and that's all I care. I was like, thank you, classmate, for taking care of the issue, so I'm out. I went home, I went to sleep on a Friday afternoon, and I woke up on a Sunday night. That's how drained this project left me. I couldn't even get out of bed. That's why I consider it to be the worst college assignment I ever had. But what do you think about it? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.